Like many other people, my first encounter with RPGs and the Final Fantasy series was through Final Fantasy VII. Once I played this game, I instantly fell in love with all aspects that make up a good RPG. I particularly love the melancholy and futuristic feel of Part 7, and some of the characters are the most intriguing and captivating in the entire series for me. None more so than Vincent Valentine. I still never forget the first time I found a combination to the safe: right 36, left 10, right 59, right 97. I also never forget fighting the weird boss called Lost Number. Then finally obtaining the key to the room in the Shinra mansion and finally opening that coffin. All hail Vincent Valentine. Being a horror fan, he is easily my favourite character in the whole Final Fantasy franchise. Fast forward some years later and my cousin buys me a boxed Play Arts action figure. Welcome to my unboxing, opening and review of the Final Fantasy Play Arts Vol.2 Vincent Valentine action figure. So this is it. This is the Square Enix Final Fantasy Play Arts Volume 2 Vincent Valentine action figure. As you can see, the box is a little bit dusty, excuse that, it's been on my shelf for quite a while now. It has, at the front here, Vincent Valentine, and it says number 6. I think number refers to the figures. In Volume 1, there was Barrett, Tifa, Eris, or Aerith, depending how you say it, and Cloud. Then in Volume 2 they made Red 13, which is another one of my favourite characters, Sephiroth, Yuffie, and of course Vincent Valentine, who is my all-time favourite. On the back of the box you can see there it shows Vincent Valentine, and then it shows Red 13 with Catsif on top, which looks pretty cool. And then it has Yuffie there, and then Sephiroth lower down. Sephiroth would have been awesome to get. I mean, he looks absolutely quality there, and so does Red 13. Really like the look of him. Red 13 was number 4, Yuffie was number 5, and Sephiroth was number 7. So they look great. And it boasts here over 22 points of articulation. On the back of it, it shows that it is Square Enix Incorporated Merchandising Division, and then it also talks about its Diamond Comic distributors from London. Keep details for future reference, it says. One thing I do like the look of on this box is how sort of dark it is, and it's really sleek looking. It really adds to the feel of what the game was like. The game was very dark, very foreboding, and the character as well. Some of the characters in them were really moody, Cloud especially, and then you had people like your Vincent Valentine, which I always imagine in my head as a silent character. On the left side of the box it has an awesome picture of Vincent in a pose, standing straight, and on the right hand side it has a caution there with the Final Fantasy VII logo of the meteor. Product contains functional sharp edges or points. Exercise care during unpacking and assembly. Very nice. I think we should get this baby open. So here goes. I'm actually a little bit nervous about this. There we go. Now going back now. Oh, can't get in there. So like I said in my intro, my cousin got me this. Can't remember what birthday he got it for. I think it was my 25th, so that was 12 years ago now. Nearly 13. Let's pop it. There's the first look there. Try and get this. Oh, look at that. Now, the first thing I think and that I noticed about this figure is how awesome it looks and how nice the colours are and the detail on him. This figure is 8 inches tall, so it's quite a large figure as well, and it looks beautiful for it. I mean, just those couple of extra inches on the figure just make it look so awesome. Instead of being just a classic 5.5 to 6 inch figure, really like the fact that he's that bit much taller. I've never seen any of these in real life apart from in their boxes, so you can't really tell how big and detailed they look inside the boxes, especially my one, which has been quite dusty. As you can see there, there's all of Vincent there in his detail. There's another hand here which you can swap into a normal open hand, which I quite like, because that one there, he's making the OK sort of symbol. Then he's got his gun there. He's got his awesome red cape there. And then there's a little stand there, which I shall be putting him on. So what made me fall in love with Vincent Valentine? I think it was just the way he looks. He really reminds me, obviously he is a vampire, but he really has an air of the vampire stroke Dracula that I remember, you know, as a kid, watching some of the horror films of Dracula and stuff like that. He really had that feeling for me, the way he covered his mouth and almost like a cape, but a different sort of version. It's almost like a futuristic vampire, which I thought was awesome. He is free. So let's get this baby out. Oh. Now another thing I noticed on this figure is the weight is phenomenal. That is a heavy figure, almost like a figurine. He's got some proper weight to him. Oh, and that is nice. The little detail, the toes bend, you can feel that already. That looks good. Trying to make him not fall. He looks great. I mean, the hair detail, the boots. This is a phenomenal looking figure. Can you see that there? Really nice. I'll show you the cape there. That is quality. The detail on his eyes and his hair, phenomenal. Let's leave him there for a second to see if he'll stand. He will. And let's take out a bit of his accessories. So here is his other hand, which I really like the look of. He almost could have his hand up like that, like he's sort of conjuring a spell or something. I'm really liking the idea of putting him in that pose. And here is his gun. Really nice size gun, actually. That looks great. I don't know anything about guns, so I couldn't tell you what type of gun this is or what it's meant to look like. That looks awesome. And there is also a stand here. There we go. There's an awesome little stand, and that says Square Enix Co Limited, made in China on it. That's nice. And I really like the look of the fact that there's this to obviously hold him in place. Could probably do some cool poses with that. So, as the box says, it boasts 22 points of articulation. So let's have a little look at these bits. So I noticed straight away that their toes bend up and then they go flat. There is also the ankles that swivel. His legs, it's a really nice and stiff figure. His legs go left and right. Got a nice, can you hear that? Knuckle, that nice joint there that really puts it in and feels solid and puts him into a proper shape. Also got the knees that bend. This figure feels absolutely solid. It looks like I can put him into some serious poses. His waist swivels and it goes back and forth as well. I'm hoping you can see that. So it looks like you can really make him sort of almost crouch down a bit. Then he's got obviously his shoulders that bend. His elbows. I mean, look at the detail on that hand. That is so awesome. It also turns. That is great. That is really cool. And then I assume, yep, his head turns and it also pivots down. So yeah, his waist moves and the higher part of his torso bends, and then also the legs do bend as well. So looks like you can really put him into some cool dynamic poses. I'm hoping the cape doesn't hinder him too much from bending around too much. So let's put him in some poses. So the first pose I've put him in is like a walking sort of pose. And this is just to show you some of the joints in the lower half of him. How cool it looks. He does it quite great actually. It's got a nice weight to the figure again. Feels really solid in the torso area and around the waist, and I think that gives it a firm sort of the way the feet are planted onto the ground and onto the stand. I think that looks really good. And I really like the way he looks. Really impressed with the weight of it and how solid the plastic feels. It feels like a figurine, but more often than not, figurines obviously you can't pose them. The fact that you can pose this guy is really cool. So I've now put him in a pose like he's almost conjuring something and he's ready to perform some magic using his materia. I really like this sort of pose. It's quite basic, but I really like the look of it, and I really like this hand and the way it's sort of open. Also, I'm impressed with how easy it is to swap these hands. I'll show you here. So sometimes you feel like, I don't like in a figure where I like it to feel solid, but I really don't like when you're being told you can pull something off, one of the limbs or one of the, you know, accessories, and you feel like you're about to break the thing, and then you get to the point you're putting so much force, it's not coming out. You're really scared that you're going to break it. Whereas this, it feels solid in there, but it just pops off. And the little join on that looks like that. So let me show you this hand, and this is the hand that holds the gun. Let's put it in there, and that feels proper snug and nice, and as you can see there, that is now the hand holding the gun. So let's put him in the third and final awesome pose. And there is my third and final pose, which I've tried to mimic off the box. Got there quite close. He looks absolutely great in that pose. Try and show you all the angles there. And another thing I noticed putting him in this pose is this cape actually lifts up here. Has little wings on it that you can actually tilt and move. So it's really cool. I assume you can do this side as well. No, this side doesn't move as much, but this one obviously does. It's obviously so this arm can point and click and to stick him in that pose. That looks great. I'll just slowly turn that around so you can see all the angles of him. So that is the third and final pose, and this is the pose that they have on the back of the box. Looks pretty awesome that you can put him into that pose. Really like the look of it and the stance on him, and the way, again, he looks so solid, and the weight of even his arm and the pose of his claw really looks good. I really like that you can move his head almost a full 180. I'm not sure about going this way, how much it goes. Let's have a little look. Okay, so goes about 120 degrees, but it's still awesome. And the back, the way the hair flows, looks really cool. I really like that. Also like that you can obviously turn him however you wanted to if you wanted to point him in place. Looks really good. Really pleased with him, and I can't wait to get him displayed on one of my shelves behind me. So in conclusion, I really do rate the weight of this figure and the way it looks and the proportions and all the articulation in it. He is great. You can seem to be able to pose him into some seriously good poses, and I have a funny feeling you may even be able to crouch him down and all that. I'm going to have a bit of a play with that eventually. You may even see some different poses behind me on different videos. Really like this figure. Really thankful for having him. Thank you very much to the person who bought me it. You know who you are. Quality looking figure. I mean, how can you not like him? Is he not like such an awesome character? So that concludes my unboxing and review of the Final Fantasy Play Arts Vol.2 Vincent Valentine 8-inch figure. What did you think of it? Do you have these figures? Do you like them? What don't you like about them? Also, who is your favourite character? It can be from any Final Fantasy series. Is it Vincent, like myself, or do you like someone else from a different series? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So as always, please like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you never miss a video again. Thank you very much for your continued support. It was much appreciated. The channel is going from strength to strength at the moment. Please check out my Instagram and my Facebook, Tommy Toothpaste Toys, and also my eBay store where loads of the stock that I get goes on. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.